Hey, it's Chris, and I'm back today with a highly requested video, which is my thoughts on the Cellular Apple Watch, or the LTE Apple Watch. The main focus of this video is gonna be talking about the core LTE experiences, which would be calling and texting without your phone, streaming music directly through the Apple Watch, no phone required, and Apple Pay on the Apple Watch with no phone or no wallet. I'm also gonna talk about productivity when all you have is just your Apple Watch, along with what it feels like to go do something with just your Apple Watch and no phone for the first time, which is kind of bizarre. Gonna talk about the altimeter, gonna talk about gym kit, gonna talk about the battery life and limitations, and how this model is meant to be used. And along the way, I'm gonna try to help you decide whether or not you should buy the LTE or the GPS model. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty jam-packed video. Today's sponsor is Juke, who's showing off the brand new Votero Apple Watch band, which adds a nice splash of color to your Apple Watch setup. This truly unique and aggressively styled dual-tone metal band is inspired by racing stripes and tire treads of both vintage and modern sports cars, and it's made from hard anodized high-grade 6000 series aluminum. Each link in this band has been engineered by Juke to be tapered, resulting in a perfectly smooth curvature when worn around the wrist. You can check out the strong, stylish, and lightweight Votero from Juke using the link down in the description. Let me start by saying that the very first time that I went out and did something with no iPhone, just the cellular Apple Watch, it was kind of weird, like it was bizarre. I remember it perfectly. It felt like something was off or kind of missing, or like a piece of my soul was gone, left behind me somewhere. It was weird, but it was also kind of freeing too. And actually, I felt a little bit more focused. I think that's a good way to put it. And in reality, I was able to do almost everything that I could do with my phone. Now I say almost because there's two main limitations when you're doing anything with just the Apple Watch. Limited battery life, and also not having a camera. And I guess you could say you don't have all the apps that you're used to having with your phone, so maybe that counts too. Here's the thing, Apple has been very clear about how the Series 3 LTE is meant to be used, and the key phrase that you have to understand is mixed usage. You're not meant to just totally ditch your phone for the entire day. Instead, you're supposed to use your phone when it makes sense, use your watch when it makes sense, maybe you wanna go a little bit lighter, but you can't just get rid of your phone and use the Series 3 LTE all day. That's not the way it's meant to work. As it stands, the Series 3 battery life is just too limited to be your exclusive communications and fitness device, although this Series 4 is rumored to have improved battery life, so we'll see how that plays out. Now, I've said it before, I've said it a bunch. When I leave my phone behind, I'm also leaving behind my camera. And that's something that you have to think about in terms of like your workflow and what you're gonna be doing. Do you wanna go without your camera? But let's say that you're going to the gym, or maybe you're running out to do some quick errands, or maybe you're going snowboarding or hiking or walking, or you just want some time that's a little bit less distracted and you don't have all the apps and stuff and notifications that are coming off of your phone, and you wanna be a little bit more focused. In those kinds of situations, then the Apple Watch Series 3 LTE, maybe the Series 4, probably the Series 4 too, can be absolutely amazing. There actually are a lot of times when I like having just the LTE Apple Watch around and not my phone. Like if it's just family time on the weekends, I know I won't be so distracted, but I also know I won't miss out on calls or texts or important notifications. I should also say something really important here too before we get into all the other stuff, and that is Siri on my wrist is actually really useful. I can set reminders, I can add calendar invitations, I can get directions and all that stuff without a phone around. So you can actually be really productive with just a cellular Apple Watch. I just want to emphasize that because it's really important. Siri on the Apple Watch is already the main way that I prefer to do things like add calendar events and set reminders. So yeah, productivity is not too shabby. Same thing with notifications too. You'll get all your important notifications from your favorite apps without having your phone around. Okay, so calls on the Apple Watch. I've got T-Mobile, which means my coverage is as good or as bad as my phone. And for me, that means most of the time it's pretty good. Setting up the cell connection on your Apple Watch LTE is dead simple. Like you don't have to even call the company and like try to get signed up, deal with annoying people. It's the same as getting set up with the GPS, except there's an extra screen that says, do you want to sign up for a plan? Which is $10 a month, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's super easy. Just hit agree and you're good. Now, depending on your perspective, I mean, $10 a month is probably not awful, it's probably not horrendous. You're already paying a lot more for your phone, so this is kind of like a little add-on. But the thing is, I don't think that I personally use it $10 worth of connection every single month. Now, I'm not usually in a spot where I want to broadcast my whole conversation to whoever happens to be in the surrounding room, but if I am at home or the office or something, and I do have it on speakerphone, then I wish that the speaker was just a little bit louder. It's a little bit quieter than you would want, but still totally usable. Most of the time though, I'm just taking calls with the AirPods, and that's a great experience. AirPods are great however and wherever you're using them. They're the current epitome of it just works. Still, AirPods are Bluetooth earbuds, and that means that the connection is not quite as crisp or as good as if you just talked straight into your iPhone. Texting on the Apple Watch is basically my preferred way to text. It's quick, it's convenient, I love to voice type, I love the option to scribble when necessary, and I really love the auto replies and emojis. They're just super convenient. Okay, now we get to the really great part, which is streaming music to your Apple Watch, from your Apple Watch right into your AirPods. That is a great experience. Let me talk about it. I'm a very happy Apple Music subscriber. I have been ever since they launched. I used to be a Spotify subscriber. I left them due to their awful privacy policy. I don't know what the state of that is. You might want to check it out though. But regardless, there are a few things that I miss about Spotify, mostly the custom content, like that original content and some of the curation. But yeah, I have no complaints. I'm really happy with Apple Music. So being able to take that, put it on my wrist, stick it in my ears, that is great. So now leaving my phone behind won't stop me from streaming. You can't stop me. I also really love Apple Pay on the Apple Watch. I love it more than I should. I love going to Whole Foods, Walgreens, Sprouts, and just being able to pay with my wrist. I don't even need to bring my wallet. Dear Target, I don't want a red card. I just want Apple Pay. So that kind of leaves two extra things, the Altimeter and Gym Kit. Now, the Altimeter is great. Let's say you want to go on a hike and you want to travel as light as possible. What you can do is strap on the Apple Watch Series 3 LTE, get out there, still receive all your calls, do your texting, get directions, hike on the trail, know exactly where you're going. But you can also, aside from just tracking your steps and your distance, track your altitude gained and then feed that directly in to the Apple Health app. I love that because it's just a more complete picture of what you did. Now, Gym Kit, which is Apple's way of letting your Apple Watch talk directly to the exercise equipment that you're working out on, is not something that I've tried yet. I really like the idea of it, and as it rolls out, it's probably something that I'll want to be testing in the future. Let me know if that's something that you guys want to see tested. So, should you buy the LTE? Is it worth it? Or could you just stick with the GPS and be happy that way? I've had several of each model, and the thing is, I like them both. I think here's the thing for me right now. At the moment, I'm totally happy with the mixed usage scenario because for me, the big thing is the camera. I don't want to go somewhere without having my camera. Even if I'm like hiking or something and I could get away, I still want to take pictures of like what I'm hiking around and seeing. The one exception might be at the gym because there, I don't need to take any pictures, right? But for me right now, cellular on the Apple Watch feels kind of like a nice to have. It's like a really nice backup. I like having it, and it does come in genuinely useful some percentage of the time, a smaller percentage of the time, I would say. But maybe that is gonna completely change with the Apple Watch Series 4. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I know that you guys are too. Maybe one day Apple's gonna invite me to some of these events and I can cover it like on the day for you. We'll see. But that's it for this video. Tomorrow, I have a huge announcement for you guys. You are going to want to absolutely turn on notifications, become a subscriber. This is huge news. Honestly, not clickbait. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Later.